Hi everyone, I'm Dan Webb and I'm here today to test out this, the new Rive R-16 Pro Mark II. Let's get on the box and see what it's made of. Wow, now that is a stiff old cupping kit. These Rive poles, you get a dedicated cupping top four, so you don't have to be cupping out big heavy balls of ground bait with your normal match fourth section. It also works out a little bit cheaper. You haven't got as much expensive carbon utilised and wasted in a cupping kit. I'll tell you what, that is strong. That is ball of ground bait there in the end, holding the fourth section in the middle. Or the third section, I don't remember how these are labelled up, but that certainly makes the job easy. That is proper, that. You can tell the French like feeding ground bait. Really designed a proper cupping kit for the job. Hopefully, fish will be willing. See if we can get a few today. It's a freezing cold night, so not expecting it to be quite as good as what it has been, but maybe harder conditions be a good test for this pole. This is new top of the range model, so maybe a harder day when bites are a little bit harder to come by, easier to miss. You really start to reap the benefits of a stiffer pole. We've got a little bit of crosswind there. It's going to be a bit of a hint for how stiff this is. It's worth noting that this is a genuine 13 metres on I'm fishing with here. Obviously in France you fish the continental rules where you have strict pole limits. You want at 13 metres your pole to be perfectly 13 metres. And that's helped with these little dolly butts that go in the end. Not only do they fine tune the length to get it exactly right, but it means you've got a real strong section underneath the elbow of your pole. It's got a nice foam cap on it at the end as well. Helps stop dirt and muck and stuff like that ending up in the back of your sections, which that's certainly not going to do your joints any good. That's a little bit better. Starting to get bites now. Tiny little dips and movements, but lovely and responsive, this pole. Every little dink, you know you're going to be able to hit it absolutely square on. The slightest flick at the butt section and the tip just goes straight up, straightens and just sits there with no recoil. Absolutely stunning. Still trying to get used to the idea that I'm actually fishing 13 metres here. It feels more like 11, to be honest. It's quite deceptive. Such as the balance and weight of this pole. Look at that, just straight up, clonk, no bouncing or twisting about or anything like that. You just strike and the pole goes absolutely where you want it to go. As you expect with the top end pole, it's quite an extensive and comprehensive spares package which comes with the pole. Also quite a few nice little optional extras you can buy after you've made your investment. F1 kits and the like. What comes with the pole is more than enough to get you off the ground and catching a few fish. One thing that is great about this pole for a top end pole is the price tag as well. Like some of the ones I've picked up, I'm almost kind of afraid to fish with. You know, they have a frightening price to go with them, but this has an RRP of only around the £4,000 mark. If you shop around, I'm sure you'll probably pick them up even cheaper than that. It's a little bit more sensibly priced and means you're not quite so afraid to fish with it. If you do make a mistake and break a section, it isn't quite going to cost you the earth. It's still obviously a lot of money, but then you get a lot of pole, a really stunning pole at that. Really starting to find my rhythm with it a bit now. Just flies off that roller. I've had odd little gusts of wind today as well, which is a bit of an odd sensation. Used to kind of getting a bit of bend in the pole when the wind catches it, but it's almost kind of moving the whole pole. It's that stiff. One thing that Rive are very proud of with their poles are their true lengths. We'll test that out shortly. We'll get the tape measure out and see how it measures up. Nobody likes to fork out good money on a 16 metre pole and find it come out short. Yeah, 13 there. That puts 15 perfectly there. Yeah. Okay, mate. 16.2 metres. So that is a full 20 centimetres longer than your stated length. I'm enjoying this. I'm just getting a few roach and skimmers, but it's deep water which requires a good, decent, hard strike. This pole's just making it a joy. Now this is the real giveaway, the rigidity of a pole. You really ship out fast and you still don't get any shake or wobble. That is a sign of a really stiff pole, not just the top end, but all the way through the middle sections as well. If you do a lot of pole potting for carp and F1s and stuff like that, you're not going to get any shake or wobble on the end of this. The bait is just going to go exactly where you want it to. Absolute perfect control. Can you tell I'm enjoying myself? Lovely little Medland skimmer. Right, so there you go, the new R-16 Pro Mark II. If you're in the market for a new top of the range pole, make sure you check this out before you part with your money. You'll be very pleasantly surprised.